Hello, my darlings. Look who I've got with me. The fantastic, super long Oliver, one of my sons. And I'm doing a video today all about how to get rid of anxiety. Although me being Ollie's mum, I'm probably giving him massive anxiety. So I'm now going to help remove it from him. Look at him. He's got a man bun now. His hair's really grown since lockdown. Look at that. Ooh. Anyway, so if you want to use oils for anxiety, really, really good ones are rosewood, which is like a cuddle in a bottle, lavender high altitude, or lavender. Difference being, lavender really relaxes you, but lavender high altitude gives you focus, perspective, clear thinking. You can blend them together too and use them in just a scent-free hand cream. You can use them with a carrier oil like almond oil or grapeseed oil, or you could just do what's called a dry massage. You don't have to use oils at all. Just be careful of lavender if you have epilepsy. That's a big no-no because it could trigger a fit. So if you do, other oils you can use are Howood, H-O-W-O-O-D, and that's a really lovely emotional and mental balancer. All these essential oils, they're wonderfully healing because they cross that blood-brain barrier and they really can make a massage absolutely even more delicious. You can also use vetiver, V-E-T-I-V-E-R-T. That's really, really good. Also for kids with ADHD, when they're on the ceiling a little bit, it's a good one to bring them down. So again, it's another really lovely one, a different one to use for anxiety. So all of those are really, really good. Anyway, I've got a little bit of hand cream on and I've made a blend. Do you want to smell it, Ollie? I hope you like it because
yeah, that's lovely.
It's lovely, he says. That's because his man bun smells of it as well. So I'm going to show you the back. So this is really beautiful. Really lovely things to do for the back is a simple rocking motion like this. I'm going to take my bracelet off. It's like that. And you're pressing. It's like row, row, row your boat. But I'm not going to embarrass Ollie by singing that because I haven't done that since he was about
I don't mind.
16 in the high street. So there we go. But I didn't do this with it, so it was okay. And this is really helping to loosen up the gut. And as we know, that's all about serotonin, the hormone of happiness, confidence, self-esteem, and dopamine, which is that fantastic feeling of feeling driven, reward, focus, perspective, attention, drive. So it gets you in a... Why are you giggling? Stop giggling. Behave on my videos, Ollie. Good job I don't edit these things. Anyway, so a lovely thing you can do is... if you just don't put any weight in your fingers, all the weight is going in your thumbs. So you're pushing up like this, and you can do it skin on skin, or you can do it through clothes. And what I'm doing here is, and then roll it over the shoulders. And as you roll it over the shoulders, you could imagine a sexy surfer surfing a wave, you know, roll it over the shoulders. And what you're doing is you are pushing all those fantastic neurotransmitters, the dopamine and serotonin. 90% of our serotonin is in our gut. I think you probably want to kill me if I say that on one more of my videos. And you're pushing it, and you're not on the spine, you're either side, tight either side, and push your body into it. Push your body into it. It's like a little dance when I massage. I love it. It's why I'm happy. And you could, yeah, as I said, you can do it skin on skin or through clothes. Obviously, when I work with anybody under 18, it's always through clothes. And if it's with a man, they have to have their wife or girlfriend present for obvious reasons. So that gets all those lovely neurotransmitters flowing up the back. Another one you can do if people are feeling really tense because, I don't know, they might be being bullied. They might be having a really, really hard time at work, at school. It could be anywhere, at home. You make your hands really, really floppy, and we're going to go down in candy sticks and then up like a waterfall. If they're super, super anxious though, just go down, because the movement of your hands directs the energy. So if you want to bring someone down in the energy, calm them down, you go down. But if you feel they could do with a little bit extra of those fantastic neurotransmitters, then you can go up as well. So here we go. It's very floppy. So really all the weight is flopping onto my little finger, and it should make a clacky sound. It's very technical. I learnt this as chopping when I did my training, but you're not literally chopping. If somebody's wincing, or, you know, it sounds like wood is being cut, you're doing it a little bit too hard, and you don't want to bruise them. So it's very gentle. If somebody's got PTSD, you've got to do the other side then. If somebody's got PTSD, personally, I wouldn't go back up. I don't tend to do that because it's a very tender thing, trauma, and people are literally in your hands and they need to trust you and you need to honour them. So when I work with people with PTSD, I'll push it up like that, but I won't necessarily bring it back up like this. And there's another lovely one for anxiety, and it's so simple, and it's just brushing down, sweeping down. And again, you know, put your whole body in it. It's like a dance. The more you use your body, the more you're protecting your core. It's not always possible because not everybody has a massage bed. Not everybody wants to lie down. But you could do this for people on a sofa. And you can even go back up. Sometimes I go back up, and I will do this for people with PTSD. You can go back up because it's gentle. And it's absolutely soporific. It helps with sleep. It's pushing up all those essential happy hormones and coping chemicals. Beautiful, beautiful. If you turn over Ollie, if you don't mind, and then you can see his lovely face. Ah, look at him. He's trimmed his beard, and on a dare with his brother, he shaved a little bit of his eyebrow.
No, you don't need to.
As you do. No, we need to share. and they do realise, because, you know, there's lots of 23-year-olds out there who have probably done a little thing in their eyebrow. I might do it in mine.
No, please don't.
I can be a rapper. Sorry, back to the thing. So here's Ollie's face with a trimmed beard. Ah. So if somebody doesn't want you to work on their back, you can work on their face, because all the meridians leading down to the gut are on the face. You've got everything, even your lungs, your liver, your spleen, your digestive system. It's all there. So it's a really fantastic place to work and really nice to do before bed. And apparently it makes you look younger. So I'm going to do it about 300 times tonight, because look, I've got a great big eye bag there because I've had a few things on my mind. Anyway, so here, melatonin, sleep, mood, aggression. So you just gently cut the face so they know you're there. And just with your middle finger, you just rotate there. You could even use 2 fingers. And you're only rotating gently. Really, really gently, clockwise and anti-clockwise. You can also go from temple to temple. So you with your 3 fingers on the temple, and don't forget, I'm always saying, the temples, capital city of the happy hormones and coping chemicals. So you're going from temple to temple. And what this is like, because you've got all your higher brain functions in your frontal lobe, or most of them, so things like seeing consequences, having perspective, focus, organisational skills, reason, being able to judge well, discriminate. You've got all of these things in your higher brain functions. They're basically all the things that are supposed to make us superior to animals. Notice I said supposed to. So if you imagine that you've just jumped onto a plane with a big duster and a bottle of Pledge, it's like polishing the cockpit. That's what you're doing. And you're, stop laughing. And then you're going from temple to temple. See, he's got no anxiety now because he's laughing. There we go. You can also massage the ears, and it's just like twiddling and stretching. And the lobes, funnily enough, you've got your tongue, your teeth, your tonsils. If you think of ears as like little babies stuck on the side of your head, that's what it is. It's like you as a little baby. And when you massage the ears, you're doing a full body workout. Full body workout. There's reflex points to all the major organs of the body, including the gut. So you're getting that lovely serotonin and dopamine up again. Magical. Then you can go around the eyes, and the eyes really hold on to anger. And think about that in our language, you know. What can you look at? What can't you bear to look at, you know? And interestingly enough, we've got meridians running straight down the eyes into the stomach. And the stomach is the seat of meltdown, fear, rage. It's also excitement. There's some good stuff too. So you can go from this little point here is a concentration point, by the way. And sometimes when we're anxious, the grey matter around our hippocampus shrinks under long-term anxiety, or if you're being bullied a lot, long-term worries, long-term stress. And as you can see, I'm just gently rotating and massaging. But what happens is, long-term, the grey matter around your amygdala grows, the fear centre, the emotional centre. I'm going back out to the temples to keep Ollie nice and happy. And your man bun must be like a little headrest. And then you go back to the concentration point, and you go back out again, because with the face, you're always draining out. So you always go from this concentration point just above the eyebrows, but back to the hippocampus. Under long-term stress, the grey matter around the hippocampus shrinks. And this has been proven through MRI imaging, neuroimaging. And what happens then is that memory and learning are seriously compromised, which is why when people suffer from anxiety disorders or long-term stress, their memory is often quite poor. It's not all because they're not sleeping. So our bodies are these beautiful, delicate, intricate jigsaws, and it all links. All our parts of our body speak to each other. Around the eyes, you can also squeeze and pull, and please don't make them look, like melted plastic. It's gently between the pads of your fingers, and you just gently draw out like that, and then you can massage the temples to keep them in that safe and happy place, and then go back again. And you're drawing out and squeeze. It's a gentle squeeze, just a very gentle squeeze. You can also go under the eyes with middle finger pressure, because the first fingers are too pokey and invasive. They'll feel like they're being stabbed. And the other two fingers are too floppy, so they'd feel like some kind of squid had landed on them. Neither of those would be nice, and it might make them anxious, and we want to make them not anxious. So middle finger pressure. And this time I'm going out to a little point in front of the ear where if you press it, you go a little bit deaf, and it's a hunger point. So if you're working with anybody who's so anxious and they're trying to control it through food, because our relationship with food is very emotional. So they might be overeating because they need comfort for something that they're not receiving. Or they could be undereating because they feel they don't deserve the space they're in, or it's the only thing they feel they have control of in their lives. So working out to that hunger point is a really, really, really good one. And then you can do little jaw squeezes. And this all sounds like medieval torture, but I promise you it's lovely. And that's in between the first and second knuckles of your first finger and the pad of your thumb. And you always go up. On the face, you always draw out or come up. It's what makes you look all shiny and new. Gets rid of the fine line and wrinkles. I need someone to do it to me. It'd be like massaging an elephant at this rate. Anyway, that side. So we're going up to just underneath the ears. And then you go back to either side of the chin again. Your beard is ever so lovely and soft, Ollie. Sorry, I just noticed that. There we go. Laughter is also serotonin. There we go. And you can, this one is really lovely. We'll finish with this one. So if you get your hands a bit like in the prayer position, and you just sweep up like this, and you can even massage the temples again. They're going to be having a rave with all these happy hormones and coping chemicals at this rate. Or you could just come off. But I like to finish, I like to go on the temples again. I think you can never do too much on the temples. It's lovely. And all of this you can do with people who have epilepsy. You can't do the jaw if you have or have recently had cancer because of lymph. That's the only one you can't do on the face. But you can go and do that one on the back. So there's a few ideas, my darlings. I'm getting loads of emails at the moment about people being bullied, and it's breaking my heart. But this is a really lovely way to do it, and you don't have to be lying down. You could be on a chair, a beanbag, sitting on the floor. I very often massage kids like that. When I go to work, I've got the most hilarious car ever. It's bags full of games and fluffy beanbags in the boot. You know, it's weird, but it's beautiful. And will you stop laughing? This is very serial. And it's terrible to work with. Appalling. Never work with children or animals.
No,
and
thanks.
let me massage your temples. You happy again now? So there we are. There's a few ideas. I hope you've enjoyed them. You can make lucky dips out of them. You could put them into games, snakes and ladders. You could put them into oxytocin boxes, because touch promotes oxytocin, which is love and nurture, stimulates the emotional intelligence. So you could make a little box, put the massage movements in, call them what you want. You name the massage movements, and then mix it into board games. So, you know, if you get something home, you get to choose a massage stroke. You know, if you've got a child who's not going to sit there and have a massage. But it's a really lovely way, because touch crosses language barriers, verbal, non-verbal. If somebody really doesn't want to talk about it, this will fill them with exactly what they need without the need to talk. And very often they will actually talk. So it's just a lovely, lovely thing that strengthens somebody, gives them clarity, fills them back up with those happy hormones which have been eroded, and helps to build that grey matter back up around the hippocampus, memory and learning. So I hope that's helped. I apologise that my son has been so dreadfully behaved, and I shall see you next week, my darlings.